In this video, I'm gonna go over the cost of living in Des Moines, Iowa. I'm gonna go over the bars, the restaurants, the entertainment, golf membership, house prices. What is it gonna cost you to live in Des Moines, Iowa? And I'm not gonna compare it to any other city because you can compare it to your own city. I'm just gonna tell you the rates for stuff in Des Moines. Welcome to this channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Darson Grantham. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams, and on this channel, I go through everything that you need to know about moving, living, being in Des Moines, Iowa. What does it cost you? What are the things to do? What are the neighborhoods? What are the secret places? I'm actually at one of those right now. Don't tell anyone, it's getting developed. Some of the best places in Des Moines I am going to share with you on this channel. That's all I do. I don't care where you move at in Des Moines. I don't care where you live. There are pros and cons everywhere in Des Moines, depending on your lifestyle. So if you are looking at moving to Des Moines and you're trying to figure out what is the place that makes the most sense for me and my family, give us a call, shoot us a text. We're happy to just have that conversation and maybe just pinpoint that perfect area for you. So a couple things that are staples to any household are milk and gasoline. And in Des Moines, Iowa, in September of 2022, gasoline is $3.09 per gallon, and our gallon of milk is $4.32. And I've lived in Des Moines for going on 15 years now. And I live in a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot house with, my wife, myself, 3 little kids, and my wife also watches another our little niece. And so our utility bills is gonna be $211 a month on average. And that's a very stable average. We've done it for 3 or 4 years now is what I've been tracking. I also have a couple rental properties, and it really fits that same mold of $211 per 1,200 square feet. Now, when it comes to water in Des Moines, Iowa is ran by Des Moines Waterworks. Each city has their own. So if you're in a suburb, you're gonna have a different water company. But in Des Moines, we have Des Moines Waterworks. And for our household of, again, 5 kids taking baths and watering the dog and all that good stuff, we have a monthly water bill, $115 a month. Our homeowner's insurance is $800 a month. Again, about a $190,000, $200,000 house in Des Moines proper, and on the kind of near Grays Lake on the south side of Des Moines, it is, right around $800 a year, not a month, $800 a year. You're probably watching this video because you're thinking about moving to Des Moines, and housing prices are gonna vary from obviously city to city, suburb to suburb, but what I'm gonna do is compare Des Moines proper versus anything outside of Des Moines proper, but still in Polk or Dallas County. And this average, again, I'm pulling it from the MLS, so all of the on-market sales data, and you're gonna see different numbers from different sources depending on what data they use, what time frame they used. The numbers that I pulled in Des Moines proper, your median house is $180,000. And I've said out in previous videos is if you're moving to Des Moines and you have a budget of under $200,000, it's incredibly possible for you to find a house. So that is what is Des Moines proper. And then in the suburbs, so anything outside of Des Moines. So that's also gonna include your Urbandale, your Windsor Heights, anything that is not Des Moines proper is how I laid this out. And that average is actually $298,000. So pretty big difference. And you'll see, that makes a lot of sense when you look at it. The funny thing is the range in Des Moines proper, your lowest, livable houses are going to be around $70,000, and it's going to go up to a couple $1 million. That's Des Moines proper. Where in the suburbs, your lowest livable house is probably going to be closer to 130, but your high end is still the same. It's still a couple $1 million. So just think about that when you're looking at houses, whether you're looking at Des Moines proper or the suburbs. Again, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't care where you move. I think there's good pros and cons for both options. Next on my list of things to kind of go over cost of living in Des Moines are bars, right? So are you buying drinks, beers, local beers, mixed drinks? What is that gonna cost you at some of your normal Des Moines bars, restaurants, and all that good stuff? So I would say kind of a good average would be for a local beer, you're looking at around $6 for a pint, and a mixed drink's gonna be closer to $8 if you're getting it. That's a good mixed drink, if you know what I mean. And then when you're out on a Friday, Saturday night, there's not too many bars that are gonna have covers, so you don't really have to worry about that. And if they are covers, they're not more than $5 to $10. And usually on just more of your popular nights, your New Year's Eve, your Halloween, that type of stuff. And since I'm out kind of enjoying nature right now out at Grays Lake, and that's where I'm doing this filming, I want to kind of go through, if you're the adventure type, what are the adventure options for you in active type stuff. So one of the things that Des Moines has is a company called Climb Iowa. They have 2 locations, one out in Grimes and one downtown East Village. And it's very good. It's rock climbing, workout gym facility, and kind of that goes right along with that is CrossFit options. So there are multiple gyms throughout the city. I am partial to CrossFit. I've enjoyed doing that over my years. And so here's a map that shows all of the CrossFit options. Currently, my family and I, we do not do CrossFit. We go to somewhere called Lifetime Fitness, and I'll show that on this map also. And one thing that we like about Lifetime Fitness is that it is a couple $100s. I think it's $250, $300 a month for the family membership. But what that gives you is full gym access and childcare for the kids. And they have indoor, outdoor pool. They have sauna, hot tub, all that good stuff. And it was tough for me to spend that much money. It was something that we struggled with. We could do it. We just don't like to spend too much money. But one of the things that really stood out there was my wife was able to drop off the kids and do her workout and not have to worry and stress about getting them to daycare, picking them up before or after work. That meant a lot to her. Also having the indoor pool during the winter time frame was a huge bonus. Now I'm staying in downtown, and I'm gonna go over some of the restaurants that are in the Des Moines area. Now I'm just gonna touch on 2, but just gives you an idea of what the cost for a restaurant, good dining is in Des Moines, Iowa. One of the places I'm gonna highlight is Jethro's. Jethro's Barbecue. They have 6 or 7 locations throughout the metro. They're a barbecue joint, and they do a very good job, very fast service. Plates are gonna range anywhere from 11 to probably 15, up to $30 a plate if you're getting any of their larger briskets or rib type meals. So very good place. The other place I wanna mention is Centro's. Centro is downtown. I believe there's only 1 location. Those plates, that menu is gonna be anywhere from $15 up to $30 a plate, and probably more depending on what all you're getting at Centro. Centro is kind of your higher end place that you're probably not going to go to every single night, but on a nice occasion, that's somewhere you're going to go. Also, kind of in that same on Grand and Locust area, right by the sculpture park, is Americana and Django. Those are 2 other very kind of higher end places that you're not going to go every night, but when you do go, you'll be very pleased. A couple other family items that I want to mention here would be the ability to take the kids to, especially in the fall time, to local pumpkin patches, apple orchards. That's an activity that does not cost a lot, usually anywhere from $7 to $11 per person. You can get an annual membership, which is just a couple months, but that's $30. So there's many options like that during the fall time, just because in Iowa we have that fall weather, we have the harvest, and it's fun to just get the kids out into nature and away from those TV screens. And we also have a package of 3 places that our family has taken advantage of, and that is Living History Farms, the Science Center, and the Blank Park Zoo. Now, the Blank Park Zoo is just your zoo. It's the Blank Park Zoo. It's a fantastic place. It is not huge. It is not. We're really close. Des Moines is really close to Omaha, which has the Henry Dorley. Excuse me for that hoodie. Has the Henry Dorley Zoo, which is out of this world cool. So it's really tough to really say that our zoo is, that notch, because it's not, but it is very good. It's something that keeps the kids entertained, especially if they're under 5, multiple times throughout the summer and the year you can go to that. And then we have the Science Center. Science Center of Iowa is downtown Des Moines, and it is basically a place you can take the kids and they can learn about science. Really cool. They've done a fantastic job with it. I'd highly recommend anyone to check it out at least once, and then possibly get an annual membership, just so, especially in those winter months in Iowa, it's a little cold, you can't go outside that much or that long. With the little ones, it's a fantastic place to take the kids and just burn off some steam. And there are no TV screens, right? It's really science, it's learning, it's experimenting, it's hands-on stuff. They really enjoy it. And then lastly in that group is Living History Farms. And I say in the group because it's kind of a package you can buy, or you can buy them all separately. But Living History Farms is a place, kind of a historic area, that they replicated what farms used to look like back in the day, and they have kept that preserved kind of in the Urbandale, Clive, West Des Moines area. And it is just a really cool place for your kids to experience what it looked like to live with basically no power, no motors, and kind of that old lifestyle. So just a really fun historic place that the kids can hang out and again, burn off steam. And have you noticed that that's a theme that I like to do? I like to have with the family, is they need to burn off steam. I have 3 boys under 4, and they're crazy wild. So in this section, I'm gonna go over the golf courses in Des Moines metro area. Not all of them, but gives you a good idea of what rates you're gonna get when you do come here. And I'm gonna do the highest. So this is the most you can find discount deals, and the most you're gonna look at is anywhere from $50 to $65 for an 18-hole round plus a cart. So those are some of the nicest courses in town. Obviously the nicest courses it's debatable who determines the nicest. And those are gonna have memberships, annual memberships most likely. But here's a list of those golf courses and what they are costing. At Waveland Golf Course here in the kind of the heart of Des Moines, Iowa, you're gonna be looking at, for 18 holes, you're gonna be looking at $49 for the 18 holes plus a cart. Out at Copper Creek, which is kind of on the eastern side of the Des Moines metro area, you're gonna be looking at, again, $49 for 18 holes and a cart. Legacy Golf Course, which I would say it's kind of your link style, long, not a whole lot of trees, down in Norwalk, and you're gonna be looking at $48 for 18 holes plus a cart. And then Otter Creek out in Ankeny, you're looking at $55 for 18 holes and a cart. And I'd say your budget-friendly, nice, local 9-hole course would be Sugar Creek out in Waukee, and that's $29, and that is 9 holes, includes a cart. And lastly, I would say probably one of the most underrated, and it might be because it's so far out of the metro, the most underrated golf course is TCI, Tournament Club of Iowa, up in Polk City, which is just northwest of Ankeny, and that's gonna be $65 for 18 holes and a cart. Now, if you're looking at club memberships, Des Moines has a couple, and I'm gonna go over 3. You have Glen Oaks, you have Wakanda, and you have Echo Valley. Now, all of the courses that I mentioned above, they do have annual memberships, so don't get me wrong, but they are public courses. You can buy annual membership at them, but it isn't only members that can play. At the courses that I'm gonna go over right here, which is Glen Oaks, Wakanda, and Echo, only members can play. Glen Oaks, currently, you're gonna be running at $10,000 to $25,000 a year for that membership. They're actually on a waiting list for golf, so if you wanna golf right away and you wanna belong to a club, Glen Oaks is probably not the place for you. Wakanda also has a waiting list, and that's gonna range from $6,000 to $15,000 a year for that annual membership. Again, there's a wait to get on the golf membership, so you can't even start golfing. You have to get on a wait list. You can become a member, but you can't start golfing. So those two, to me, kind of out of the question if you're looking to golf right away. And then third is Echo Valley. Echo Valley is kind of on the south side, kind of by the airport, and there are actually 3 18-hole courses at Echo. Of that membership, you're gonna be looking at $6,000 to $10,000 a year. When I saw that rate for what I was expecting out of Echo, I was actually very impressed. They do not have a waiting list. You could join right away. They also have an aquatic center and all that good stuff for the kids, like all the other clubs do. But I was really impressed that $6,000 to $10,000 is what's gonna get you a membership at Echo Valley. I think of all of them, obviously it's the only option that I know of for a private membership or private club, but like that's a pretty solid deal. So that wraps up the cost of living video. If you're looking to move to Des Moines, Iowa, looking to move to the metro, whether it's Des Moines or any of the suburbs, give me a call, give us a call. We're happy to help, be your boots on the ground. Again, kind of to recap, we don't care where you move in Des Moines, Iowa, but we want you to know that when you are moving to Des Moines, Iowa, you need to know everything there is about the neighborhoods and what will make sense for you, your life, your family, and that's what our job is here on the YouTube channel. So if that interests you, please subscribe, please give us a call. We're happy to connect and just do what we can to help you make a very smooth transition and get all the information you need about Des Moines, Iowa.